There you go. Thank you. Senator.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon, folks. Sorry we're a little late. Well, first, it's going to be my pleasure to introduce now two of our new senators. They are now senators now. Senator Schiff and Kim joining me here today. It's their first day in the Senate. They're already rolling up their sleeves and getting to work. Last night, senators cast their first vote to confirm Tiffany Johnson. That marks 231 of President Biden's lifetime appointments. And we're going to continue negotiations to get a comprehensive disaster bill done. In 2024, we had 24 major disasters. We need to get the money done, and we're hoping to get as generous a package as possible. On the Press Act, very important to us to preserve the press. Senator Wyden will lead a UC today. We hope Republicans don't block it. And on Senator Rubio, I met with President-elect Trump's nominee for Secretary of State. We had a good and productive meeting. The Senate's going to do a thorough review of all of the President-elect's nominees. This meeting was part of that process. We had good discussions about Ukraine, the Middle East, Haiti, and China. I expressed my concerns with President Trump wavering on long-standing U.S. foreign policy commitments like NATO, Ukraine, and Taiwan. And of course, on China, I talked to him about my meeting with President Xi, and I hope he continues to focus on stopping the flow of fentanyl and the precursor drugs that China sends over, establishing economic reciprocity that lets American firms compete as fairly in China as they compete here. But we have to go through the process. So, I look forward to seeing Senator Rubio's hearing in the new year. I've worked closely with him in the past. We've had a good relationship. I think he's qualified for the role, and I certainly don't start out with any negative disposition. If Rubio's confirmed as next Secretary of State, I hope we can work together to further the legacy of American diplomacy and investment around the world. Senator Schiff. He has the bigger state, so he goes first.
Mr. Leader, thank you very much. I just want to express how proud I am to have this opportunity to represent the great state of California. But also, I want to acknowledge the late, great Senator Dianne Feinstein, who was a giant for the state of California. She leaves behind an incredible legacy. I would like to try to emulate in some small way how she took the time to get to know people throughout the state of California, the stakeholders, her willingness to grapple with some of the most difficult issues facing the state of California, the courage she always showed as a legislator, her willingness to reach out to members across the aisle and work together to get things done for the state and country. I've been very encouraged in the conversations I've had with other senators, Democratic and Republican senators, how much of a willingness there is to reach across the aisle and get things done. In the state of California, we have an immense challenge with housing. We simply don't have enough of it, and it is not only driving prices up and rents up and putting home ownership beyond the capacity of a lot of new families and not so new families, but it is also resulting in an epidemic of homelessness. And addressing those two challenges will be a very high priority for me, as well as the scarcity of available affordable child care and the cost of living generally. So I look forward to working with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to address these challenges. Look forward to working with Leader Schumer to confirm these judicial nominees and make sure that we reduce caseloads for judges on the bench, and that we keep the government open, that we avoid any kind of shutdown or default, and we get our work done. And once again, very grateful for this opportunity. Thank you, Leader.
Senator Kim. It's good to call you Senator Kim, not Senator-elect Kim.
I like the shorter title. Thank you, Leader Schumer. I just wanted to say quickly, the last 24 hours have been some of the most extraordinary and powerful of my life. To be able to be in the Senate chamber, to be able to look and see my 7-year-old and my 9-year-old, my 2 little boys, who you will get to see running around here on this side of the Capitol more and more. I would say it was one of the first moments I've ever got to experience of my kids feeling that genuine pride in what their father does. And I try to raise that because I am here because of them. The work that I do here, it's because of them. I worry about what kind of America my 2 little boys are growing up in, and I want to use this job, use my opportunity here to try to shape that as best as I can, give them the kind of stability, the kind of future that they deserve, the same kind of future that my parents 50 years ago came to America to try to provide for me and my sister. I had a very emotional conversation with my mother yesterday. So proud that her son, on the 50th anniversary of our family coming to America, I now get sworn in as the first Korean American ever in the United States Senate. And I look forward one day no longer being unique and have greater representation and a Congress and a Senate that looks like the rest of America. That being said, I just want to say, we're very eager to get to work. Was able to sit down with my team, and we are hitting the ground running, trying to deliver for 9 million people all across New Jersey and participating in these great debates about what comes next for our country. So right now, we're just eager. Now is a time to get to work, get started, and be able to deliver. And I'm really glad to be able to do this alongside Senator Schiff. I think we're going to have a really great incoming class and a lot of great new leaders stepping up. So it's great meeting you all, and I look forward to working with you all. Thanks again, Leader Schumer.
It's not only a shorter first word, but a shorter, same short last name.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Rolls off the tongue.
Go ahead.
Over the weekend, Donald Trump said in an interview that members of the January 6th Select Committee, like Senator Schiff, should go to jail. Your reaction to that, and should President Biden consider preemptive pardons for anyone Trump may go after?
Look, the bottom line is we all know that Senator Schiff did a very, very good job on the hearings. He broke no laws whatsoever, and the truth stands for itself. Yes?
The NDAA came out of the Rules Committee with a number of pro-life provisions, conscious protection provisions. Democrats have said in the past that these are poison pills. What are you going to do?
We're going to wait and see what the House does first.
Leader Schumer, how long do you want a CR to go until you in fact pass a CR next week?
Well, look, there was no secret that on this side most of us wanted an omnibus. We didn't. The House Speaker insisted he couldn't do an omnibus given his situation in the House, and so we're trying to get the CR to go as long as possible. I think it'll land somewhere in the middle of March. Last one.
How do you see the path to getting a government funding deal in the first 100 days of Donald Trump? What's going to be different? And can we get Senator Schiff's response to Manu's question?
Well, the bottom line is very simple, and that is that we Democrats are going to try to work with the Republicans when we can in a bipartisan way, but we're going to stand by our principles, and we're not going to let crucial programs be decimated. We're going to do everything we can to stop that from happening. Senator Schiff, go ahead.
I don't think the incoming president should be threatening his political opponents with jail time. That's not the kind of talk we should hear from a president in a democracy. Nor do I think that a pardon is necessary for the members of the January 6th committee. We're proud of the work we did on that committee. It was a fundamental oversight obligation to investigate the first attempt to interfere with a peaceful transfer of power in our history. Many of you were here in this building during that violent attack, and we're proud of the work we did to expose what went into that once-in-history effort to interfere with the transition of power.
You did a great job, and that'll stand for itself. Thank you, everybody.
Any comment on your McConnell call?